A young Rihanna unknowingly exposed the nature of Jay-Z's character in a resurfaced interview. Once a harmless joke, now a nationwide scandal. If you are wondering what Jay-Z is even on public trial for right now, we will get into the details shortly, but basically he's being accused of unconsensually engaging with a young girl. As you might know, Rihanna was 2 years shy of 18 when she met Jay-Z and signed a record deal with him, but she wasn't the young girl in question. However, she did make an odd comment in a 2005 interview with Tyra Banks that has people more freaked out than anything. Rihanna was telling the story of her record deal meeting. She recalled how intense it was, sharing that after presenting herself as an artist, Jay-Z apparently told her the conditions for her to exit the room. According to Rihanna, he said, "There are two ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal signed, or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor. At the time, everybody laughed at this comment because at that point, Jay-Z was a widely loved rapper. Why would anyone believe there was anything negative happening behind closed doors? He was just a talented guy ready and eager to sign the next big thing. However, times have changed, and with all the recent allegations, the once innocent comment sounds so much worse. Pair with it that the meeting to sign the deal allegedly lasted almost 12 hours. The approximate end time said to be about 3 a.m. Yeah, the internet is kicking up a storm. People are wondering why so much time was needed, what they could have done during that time. Did Jay-Z force Rihanna into anything? Was she alone? Thankfully, this story has been told by both parties many times over, and it's been established that Rihanna wouldn't have been left alone with Jay-Z. Guardians and lawyers were present. Now, the comment from the rapper hinting that he would throw her out a window should she not agree to sign, that might be a bit extreme, but it seems Rihanna wanted to sign the deal as much as Jay-Z did, which is good. As for the length of the meeting, according to some comments Jay-Z made in a 2005 interview with Sway Calloway, it sounded like they literally did everything in that time, which is why it took so long. The legal teams had to draft up a contract that both parties agreed to, which for 12 hours is honestly not that bad. In the same interview, he also made it very clear that him and his record company were pretty desperate to sign Rihanna, apparently reluctant to let her leave the building, probably so she wouldn't be off to get a better deal somewhere or back out. I mean, hopefully we've all heard Rihanna's music. I understand why they would want the star so bad. She is very talented. One Reddit user who claims to work in the entertainment industry shared their perspective on the length of the meeting, saying that it's easy for a meeting to get so long, writing that meetings turn into lunches, which turn into drinks, which turn into exchanging ideas, which turns into inviting more people to drink and develop ideas. You gotta hang because you miss the life-changing opportunities when you're not socializing. They clarified that they aren't trying to say that nothing happened, just that a 12-hour meeting is not that uncommon. But why are people so worked up about Jay-Z right now? Why is this random Rihanna interview being picked apart? Well, as mentioned briefly at the start of this video, Jay-Z has been recently accused of some pretty terrible things alongside Sean Diddy Combs. A lawsuit against Diddy was originally filed back in October. However, at the time of filing, only Diddy was named. The other celebrities in the suit were simply referred to as Celebrity A and B. The woman that filed the suit has remained anonymous, so she is known as Jane Doe during the proceedings. Jane Doe's lawsuit alleged that Diddy and an unnamed additional male celebrity, now revealed to be Jay-Z, harmed Jane Doe inappropriately while another, still unnamed female celebrity watched. The plaintiff shared the events leading up to the moment. It was the night of the MTV VMAs in 2000. The girl had been trying to sneak into Radio City Music Hall but wasn't able to get in. After failing, she met Diddy's driver, who told her to come back after the show. When she did, he drove her to a large white house, in which upon entering, the plaintiff claims that she was presented with a non-disclosure agreement to sign. She claims that once inside, there was widespread use of substances, and when handed a beverage, they were also in there. Attempting to find somewhere safe to lay down, the plaintiff claims she entered an empty bedroom. Unfortunately, it wasn't long after she attempted to rest that she claimed the trio of celebrities entered the room too. It was then that the multiple transgressions occurred. Allegedly, the two men took turns where the female celebrity looked on. The events stopped when the plaintiff struck Diddy in the neck, and she was able to escape the house and return home, but the emotional damage was done. Diddy, and now Jay-Z, continue to say they are innocent. This case is still ongoing, so there's no official verdict right now as to whether or not the details of the suit are true. However, there might be evidence that Jay-Z was in fact at this party. Apparently, the Daily Mail obtained pictures from this night that included Jay-Z at the party. People are left to wonder though, who was the female celebrity? Sure, she might not have physically harmed the plaintiff, however, she also allegedly just looked on while the horrible incident was happening, which is also a terrible thing to do. There are millions of theories online, but no concrete idea, just speculation. But it leaves people wondering why the female celebrity's name hasn't been released yet, and why Jay-Z's name came so far after Diddy's. In some recent statements, Jay-Z has given us some clues. He claims that before his name was revealed, his lawyer received a letter about the suit, described as a pre-litigation demand letter. What Jay-Z referred to as an intent to blackmail him, the contents allegedly requested financial compensation. However, Jane Doe's legal representation, Tony Busby, was quick to deny that claim. Busby says that Jane Doe requested mediation and never sought financial gain. Busby responded to Jay-Z's claims in an amended complaint. He essentially accused Jay-Z of trying to bully or intimidate the plaintiff, those close to her and working with her, into silence. From this, we can draw a conclusion that maybe Jay-Z's name was initially kept in the dark because they were trying to work things out in private, but everything went south, and that is why we're hearing about it now. In the event that the same steps were taken with Celebrity B, the female celebrity, as were with Jay-Z, there's a chance everything was settled behind closed doors and we will never know. It's unclear if Jane Doe's legal team also would have done this with Diddy's lawyers in advance too, or if they would have just filed the suit, considering there were already so many open against Diddy. Jay-Z is adamantly denying any wrongdoing and is making his own shocking request that Jane Doe reveals herself. The rapper wants to know who's accusing him, claiming that the accuser should not be allowed to tarnish his name while hiding her identity. His attorney called the situation a shakedown and said that if Jane Doe isn't revealed, it would deny Mr. Carter the fundamental right to confront his accuser while simultaneously enabling plaintiff and her counsel to conduct a trial by media. In a filing from early last week, Jay-Z and his team called for a judge to order that Jane Doe reveal herself or the lawsuit gets dropped. However, Jane Doe and many of the other people that have filed anonymous suits against Diddy probably have a good reason to keep their name from the public. Tony Busby spoke on behalf of Jane Doe and the over 200 clients with claims against Diddy that his firm is representing, explaining why it's so important for the secrecy on their side. He claimed that about 80% of those he's representing have told the firm that Diddy had warned them to keep quiet or something bad would happen to them and or their loved ones. Who knows if he meant it, but better safe than sorry. Keeping your name out of the headlines also ensures that you don't get hounded by the press day in and day out. Busby spoke to a federal judge last Sunday where he stressed how important it was that his clients remain anonymous for protection's sake. Jay-Z released a statement from the Roc Nation social media accounts in which he accused Busby of exploiting people for personal gain. Busby shared that he expected Jay-Z to attempt to unmask Jane Doe and would be filing a response when the time was right, which will probably be soon. In addition to that, he shared that he was sued in November by an unnamed celebrity under the name John Doe, but Busby believes it was Jay-Z. Technically, if you look at the timeline, there is potential that Jay-Z was the John Doe. Since the first filing with Diddy's name happened in October, the timeline would line up for Busby to have enough time to contact Jay-Z's lawyer and then for them to sue in response. Of course, this is all alleged as Busby doesn't even know who it really was, so I certainly won't pretend to know either. Busby did connect this case to the current one though, saying he sued me under a pseudonym but files a motion to reveal the victim. Despite the high-profile nature of this case, Jay-Z is still out making appearances. He was spotted on Disney's Mufasa red carpet. The live-action prequel to The Lion King stars Beyonce and their daughter Blue Ivy, so that is why he was there, to support his family. It's his daughter's big day. However, considering the circumstances, many people have shared online that they think he should have maybe sat this one out. One ex-user said that the rapper had a lot of nerve showing up like that, and another agreed with the response saying he had no shame.
There's drama with Jay-Z right now, but no one really seems to remember that Beyonce is just as bad as him. From protecting her husband to stealing music, here's all the horrible things Beyonce has done. Now, first off, we have the fact that she's protecting her husband and not speaking out. Jay-Z was just named in a lawsuit with Diddy, and it does not look good for him. Since he and Beyonce are together, it also reflects poorly on her. Now, you don't know what I'm talking about? Well, we have to go back to October to get the full story. Now, an anonymous accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, said an incident happened after she was driven to an MTV Video Music Awards after party. Now, a federal lawsuit was originally filed in October in the Southern District of New York, listing Diddy as a defendant. What we knew at the time was, at the after party, the victim was mistreated by Diddy, while another male celebrity and female celebrity, neither of whom were named in the lawsuit, watched until she was able to escape. Now, this case was refiled on Sunday, December 8th, and it included Jay-Z, aka Sean Carter, in it. It turns out that he was the male celebrity described in the suit. Now, we still don't know who the female celebrity was, but there is speculation that it was either Beyonce or J-Lo. Now, Texas-based attorney Tony Busby filed the suit, and the lawsuit says that a friend dropped off Jane Doe at the VMAs at the Radio City Music Hall. Now, she did not have a ticket, and she approached various limousine drivers to try to gain access to the show or even just an after party. One driver, the lawsuit says, told her that he worked for Diddy and that she fit what Diddy was looking for. Now, he invited her to a party after the show and told her to return to his car later in the evening after he transported Diddy and Jay-Z. Later, the driver picked her up, and after 20 minutes they arrived at a white house with a U-shaped driveway. She then had to sign a document she believed was a non-disclosure agreement on arrival, and she did not receive a copy, but she had to do this to enter the party, which the suit says was filled with celebrities. She was then offered a drink that made her feel woozy, lightheaded, and felt like she needed to lie down, so she went into a room to rest. Shortly afterwards, the suit says Diddy and Jay-Z entered the room, with Diddy saying, "You are ready to party." That's when she alleges she was taken advantage of by both men while an unnamed female celebrity just watched. After the alleged incident, the suit says she grabbed her clothes and left. She made her way to a gas station where she called her father. Now, the accuser is seeking unspecified damages, and all I gotta say about all this is that it's just absolutely disgusting. Now, Jay-Z though is furious with this and that it has become public. According to the lawsuit, her attorneys reached out to Jay-Z to request a mediation to resolve this matter. In a statement, Jay-Z called the mediation request a blackmail attempt, and he also said the lawyer, who I have done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these types of theatrics. Now, in a statement from Tony Busby on Saturday, he wrote, "The pleading speaks for itself. This is a very serious matter that will be litigated in court." Now, after this, Jay-Z filed his own lawsuit against the accuser's attorneys. He filed a motion in New York City on December 9th, requesting that the accuser reveal her name instead of filing anonymously as Jane Doe. His lawyer, Alex Spiro, stated that Jay-Z is respectfully seeking either dismissal of the allegations or disclosure of the plaintiff's identity. "Fair is fair," Alex wrote in the motion. "It's not consistent with justice, fairness, or the rules governing federal proceedings for the plaintiff and her counsel to smear Jay-Z's good name." Now, the document also noted that Jay-Z has built an impeccable reputation, adding he's never been accused of, let alone engaged in, any misconduct. Now, it's just disgusting that he wants her name to be revealed to the world, as we know that his fans will go after this poor woman and make her life even worse. But what does Beyonce think about all of this? Well, she hasn't said a thing. In fact, it appears that she's been supporting him. 2 days after Jay-Z was exposed in the lawsuit, Jay attended the premiere of a movie with Beyonce, where their daughter Blue Ivy voiced one of the characters. It was the first time Jay-Z had been spotted in public since the accusations, and sources with direct knowledge told the Post that before the allegations, it was rumored that Jay-Z and Beyonce were not planning to attend the premiere. However, they appear to have a change of heart after the lawsuit. Now, she's helping him do damage control, and it's just gross. I mean, as a woman and just as a decent human being, why would you support him like that? If anything, just Beyonce and her daughter should have gone to the premiere and left Jay-Z at home, as they knew the attention would be on him. Now, this whole situation is just so gross and horrible, and not to mention Jay-Z has admitted to cheating on Beyonce. Now, the fact that she stayed with a cheater is shocking, but now she's defending him after everything he's done. I mean, at this point, just throw the whole family away. Now, besides defending her husband, Beyoncé has been in quite a few scandals herself. People are claiming that Diddy helped Beyoncé and Jay-Z get rid of their competition. For years, Diddy has been accused of causing the passings of Tupac Shakur, the Notorious B.I.G., Michael Jackson, and others. But now people think that Beyoncé and Jay were in on it too. Rising star Aaliyah passed away on August 25, 2001 after her private jet crashed in the Bahamas just minutes after takeoff. Now, she was only 22 years old when she passed away and was considered a promising star that would definitely overshadow Beyoncé, so some claim Beyoncé got Diddy to help get rid of her. Now, at the time of her passing, people were suspicious as no one on board her plane managed to survive. Leslie Lopes, known as Left Eye, was another American artist who passed away suddenly on April 25, 2002 after a car accident. Now, people have also brought up Michael Jackson, as his security guard apparently used to work for Diddy. People are now saying that Beyoncé and Diddy had something to do with all of this. Now, J. Cole lists all these celebrities that passed away in his song She Knows, which some people say sounds like Beyoncé's last name, Knowles. Now, is it just a coincidence or what? Now, people have done even more digging though and discovered that all the victims, Michael, Aaliyah, and Left Eye, all passed away on the 25th of a month, and that Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and Diddy were all born on the 4th of a month. Now, could this mean something? Maybe, maybe not, but it's something to point out. Fans have also brought up the fact that when a lot of people in Hollywood win major awards against Beyoncé, they always have to thank her or mention her in some way, and if they don't, they have an untimely passing or an accident. Now, is it crazy to think that Beyoncé had Diddy do all of this? One wild theory even involves Kanye West's famous interruption of Taylor Swift at the 2009 MTV Video Music Awards. During Taylor's speech, Kanye said Beyoncé had one of the best videos of all time. Now, some fans are suggesting that this moment was an attempt by Kanye to protect Taylor. Yeah, it's insane, but some people are starting to believe it and are turning on Beyoncé. Now, the internet is always full of strange rumors, but this one is picking up steam, and it will need to be shut down soon before it spreads more and more. And let me tell you, it's spreading like a wildfire all over TikTok. Now, some people have turned it into a joke, which I completely understand, but could there be some truth to it? It sure does seem like it. Not to mention, there's always been rumors that Beyoncé and Jay-Z are a part of a secret society. So, believe what you want. Beyoncé has dropped Jay-Z's last name among the scandal going on with him. Now, does this mean they're going to get a divorce? Well, here's what we know. Beyoncé was recently listed in Forbes' list of most powerful women. People were shocked to see her go by Beyoncé Knowles, her maiden name, instead of her official name, Beyoncé Knowles Carter. Now, this name change is interesting considering Jay-Z has been accused of committing a pretty horrible crime with his best friend, Diddy. Now, fans noticed this change right away, and some speculated a soft launch name change with comments like, "Let me hear you all say uh-oh," and "Nah, don't forget the Carter." Now, others humorously chimed in, "Everyone say, hey, Miss Knowles." Now, why is Beyoncé trying to distance herself from her husband? Well, it all has to do with their friend, Diddy. Jay-Z was just accused of mistreating and taking advantage of a girl in the year 2000 with Diddy. The anonymous accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, said the incident happened after she was driven to an MTV Video Music Awards after party. Now, the federal lawsuit was originally filed in October in the Southern District of New York, listing Diddy as a defendant. What we knew at the time was at the after party, the victim was mistreated by Diddy, while another male celebrity and female celebrity, neither of whom were named in the lawsuit, watched until the victim was able to escape. Now, this case was just refiled on Sunday, December 8th, and it included Jay-Z, aka Sean Carter, in it. It turns out that he was the male celebrity described in the suit. But now some people think the unnamed female celebrity may be Beyoncé. Now, the lawsuit says a friend dropped Jane Doe off at the VMAs at Radio City Music Hall. She didn't have a ticket, but she approached various limousine drivers to try to gain access to the show or even just an after party. Now, one driver told her that he worked for Diddy and that she fit what Diddy was looking for. He invited her to a party after the show and told her to return to his car in the late evening after he had transported Diddy and Jay-Z. Now later, the driver picked her up, and after 20 minutes they arrived at a white house with a U-shaped driveway, the suit says. Now she then had to sign a document she believes was a non-disclosure agreement on arrival to enter the party, which the suit says was filled with celebrities. She was then offered a drink that made her feel woozy, lightheaded, and felt like she needed to lie down, so she went into a room to rest. Now shortly afterwards though, the suit says Diddy and Jay-Z entered the room, with Diddy saying, "You are ready to party." That's when she alleges she was taken advantage of by both men while an unnamed female celebrity just watched. After the alleged incident, the suit says she grabbed her clothes and left. She made her way to a gas station where she called her father, it says. Now, the accuser is seeking unspecified damages. Now, Jay-Z has denied all accusations against him and has been going back and forth with Jane Doe's lawyer, Tony Busby, on social media. According to the lawsuit, her attorneys reached out to Jay-Z to request a mediation to resolve this matter. Upon present information and belief, Jay-Z responded to said letter by not only filing an utterly frivolous lawsuit, but also by orchestrating a conspiracy of harassment, bullying, and intimidation against the plaintiff's lawyers, their families, employees, and former associates in an attempt to silence plaintiff from naming Jay-Z herein. The effort was made to scare plaintiff and to discredit her counsel. That effort failed. Indeed, plaintiff chose to file this amendment as a result of the egregious conduct perpetrated by Carter, said the lawsuit. Now, in a response to CNN, Jay-Z called the mediation request a blackmail attempt. He also said this lawyer, who I have done a bunch of research on, he said, seems to have a pattern of these types of theatrics. Now, in a statement from Tony Busby on Saturday, he wrote, "The pleading speaks for itself. This is a very serious matter that will be litigated in court." Now, in response to this, Jay-Z posted a lengthy statement about this accusation, and he claimed that Tony was engaged in unprofessional behavior. Now again, it's been a lot of back and forth about all of this, but the bottom line is that Jay-Z is denying everything. Now, Jay-Z was actually spotted the day after the lawsuit was refiled. Jay attended the premiere of a movie with Beyonce where their daughter, Blue Ivy, voiced one of the characters. It was the first time Jay-Z had been spotted in public since the accusations. But sources with direct knowledge told the Post that before the allegations, it was rumored that Jay-Z and Beyonce were not planning to attend the premiere. However, they appeared to have a change of heart after the lawsuit. So it seems like this was some kind of PR move, which is honestly just so icky to me. Now, this is a horrible look for Beyonce because it seems like she's okay with this behavior and is even trying to protect him. Now, the attorney for Jay-Z, Alex Spiro, has filed a motion requesting that the accuser in a high-profile lawsuit reveal her identity. In documents submitted to a Manhattan federal court, Spiro stated, "Mr. Carter deserves to know the identity of the person who is effectively accusing him of criminal conduct." He further criticized Jane Doe's claims of potential harm from disclosure as insufficient, asserting that her accusations were publicized in a manner aimed at causing maximum reputational damage to Carter. But musical artist Jaguar Wright has also spoken out, calling both Diddy and Jay-Z monsters in the past. Now, she did an interview with Piers Morgan and she made her feelings clear about the two stars. She asked Jay-Z to speak out about the arrests, but she also added that there were thousands of victims in total when Piers asked how many there could be. Wright then mentioned Beyonce, saying she was supposedly involved in the unfair incidents that transpired over time. She went on to say that she has spoken to hundreds of victims whom she continues to assist. She even said that she had 3 victims who were willing to testify about what Jay-Z did to them, as well as what he did to his wife. Well, that's what she said. And now it turns out that she might have been telling the truth. Everyone at the time was calling her crazy, but I'm not too sure now. I mean, it seems like she might have been right about everything. Now, this isn't the first time someone has spoken up about some of Jay-Z's creepy behavior though. Jay-Z's ex, Carmen Bryan, appeared to react to the news, and people are bringing up her weird relationship with him. Now, she just recently posted some shady stuff on her Instagram account, as in one Instagram story she shared the lyrics of a Kanye West song, and these lyrics pretty much describe Jay-Z's situation right now and what he did. She then posted another story saying, "These days people don't defend what is right, they defend who they like, and that's why we call you groupies." Additionally, in recent updates, she also uploaded a screenshot of an article that mentioned how Jay-Z's alleged son is also planning on filing a lawsuit against the musician. With her back in the media though, people are bringing up some things she said in her book about Jay-Z. In It's No Secret, From Nas to Jay-Z, From Seduction to Scandal, a hip-hop Helen of Troy tells all, she recounted how she once woke up to Jay-Z kissing her. She said, over dinner I decided he and I would be good friends for a very long time. We went back to Eric's house talking and laughing. I was in no condition to drive home, so I decided to spend the night at Eric's, she explained. Sean and I sat on the couch and pretended to watch television. Before long, I drifted off to sleep. I woke up with Sean kissing me. His lips were so soft and luscious, and I began to melt into him. But yeah, that's not okay. Not at all.
There's a popular theory circulating online that Beyonce has a clause in her contracts or agreements with other artists that require them to publicly thank or acknowledge her during their performances or acceptance speeches. However, there's no concrete evidence to support this claim. But let me dig into this and then you decide for yourself. There have been several instances that have contributed to this speculation. The craziest one for me is Adele. So during the 59th annual Grammy Awards in 2017, Adele won the award for Album of the Year for 25. In her speech though, she thanked Beyonce saying, I can't possibly accept this award and I'm very humbled and I'm very grateful and gracious, but my artist of my life is Beyonce. And this album to me, the Lemonade album, was just so monumental and so well thought out and so beautiful and so soul-bearing. And we all got to see another side to you that you don't always let us see, and we appreciate that. And us artists here adore you. You are our light. And the way you make me and my friends feel, the way you make us stand, and the way you make us want to do better, I love you. I always have, and I always will. Her heartfelt tribute to Beyonce sparked a standing ovation and praise from the audience. And while many's interpreted it as a strong gesture of admiration, respect, and solidarity, many thought it was just strange and frankly too much. Get this though, it gets like astronomically weirder because she then went on and broke her Grammy in half to give to Beyonce, like the other half, like a real Mean Girls crown moment. Like dedicating your whole speech to someone else is already nasty work, but like breaking your Grammy, at that point, girl, just go ask her to be your mom. And did, because she actually also said at the end of her speech that she wants Beyonce to be her mom. Moving on, so at the 2023 Grammy Awards, Lizzo took home Record of the Year for About Damn Time and was met with massive applause from the crowd. During her acceptance speech, she went on to address Beyonce. She said her sister helped her get out of literature class in the 5th grade to go see Beyonce perform. She followed it by saying, and she sang that gospel medley, and the way she made me feel, I was like, I want to make people feel this way with my music, so thank you so much. You clearly are the artist of our lives. Beyonce seemingly was brought to tears and the crowd to their feet cheering. But this wasn't as intense as Adele, but still, nonetheless, it fed into the theories that Beyonce forced her to do this. At this point, I'm ready to say thanks to Beyonce myself. Although this next incident is a little different, it's still so absurd and has been talked about millions of times throughout the years, so I want to touch on it briefly. Yes, the 2009 MTV Video Music Awards incident between Kanye West and Taylor Swift. In case you've been living under a rock, allow me to quickly give you some context. So West storms on stage and interrupted Swift's acceptance speech for You Belong With Me by taking the microphone out of her hand and saying, yo Taylor, I'm really happy for you, I'm gonna let you finish, but Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. This incident is considered to literally be one of pop culture's biggest moments in history. But the theories around it years later are very interesting. A viral TikTok conspiracy theory suggests that Kanye stopped Taylor from being influenced by Diddy, but there's no proof to that, of course, but many think also it was just Kanye being Kanye. But some think Kanye's interruption was intended to protect Swift from being involved with Diddy. He was apparently trying to create a rift between Beyonce and Swift, as she had close ties with Diddy at the time. Now, many TikTok users believe West knew about Diddy's allegations of preying on younger artists and wanted to keep Taylor Swift away from him and Beyonce's influence. One Twitter, or X user, attempted to explain the theory and wrote, "This Diddy thing is making people go insane. The conspiracy theories got me weak. They saying Beyonce was gonna unalive Taylor Swift, so Kanye saved her her when he interrupted her on stage. But hey, I've never seen so many positive Kanye comments in a while, so a win is a win. Another user wrote, "Now I see it. He's not angry at Taylor, he's stressed. You people, listen now, search up how many artists were saying that stuff for Beyonce." And because Kanye knew what was going on, he said it to protect her just in case. And that wax figure, it was all for publicity to make up beef so the true dark reason won't see the light. Of course, there's absolutely no proof that supports these claims, but it is food for thought, right? The most recent viral thanking of Beyonce incident happened at the People's Choice Country Awards, where Shabuzi, who's known for his hit song titled A Bar Song, which by the way skyrocketed to the Billboard Hot 100, making a milestone for the artist who is actually known for blending country and hip hop. When he accepted his award for Best New Artist of 2024, during his speech, he went on to thank several people, but upon concluding it, he said, and I quote, "Thanks for you, the Empire, for being the best independent label partner any artist could ask for. And thank you, Beyonce, you're amazing." His lack of elaboration left some fans wondering why he said it at all. The simple "you're amazing" leaves so much to discuss. How is she amazing? What has she done for you? Why are you thanking her? He really made it so short that it was the perfect potion to add to the cauldron of TikTokers believing that these celebs are forced to thank her. And one person even said it's like he gave that whole speech, remember last minute, that he has to thank Beyonce or else. Thanked her quickly to save face and then walked off stage. And the scary part about all these people thanking Beyonce is when they do, they look like they're terrified. And what these TikTokers are saying is that Beyonce wields so much power that anyone who kind of treads on her turf is seen as a threat. And they've either got to bow down or they must be eliminated. Basically everyone who accepts an award, whether they're up against Beyonce or not. Now, weirdly though, everybody has been thanking Beyonce over the years when they're not even associated with her. Some fans said, well, is there any evidence pointing to the people being unalive due to not bowing down to Beyonce? Someone actually pointed out that one person who didn't thank Beyonce when she won a Grammy was Amy Winehouse. And yikes, she passed away the very next year. Also, Aaliyah also passed when she was entering the scene around the same time as Beyonce, and both were almost neck and neck when it comes to being the most up-and-coming star. Many think she falls victim, and to be quite honest with you, Aaliyah was actually more popular than her and on a trajectory to being the bigger star. Aaliyah was the princess of pop, but Beyonce wanted to be queen. Many say if Aaliyah hadn't passed away, Beyonce would be nothing today. Well, maybe not nothing, but definitely not as big as she is now. And let me give you some chills real quick. What's really creepy is that it was alleged at the time that Jay-Z was involved, or at least wanted to be involved, with Aaliyah intimately. But Aaliyah was actually dating Jay-Z's friend Damon Dash, who, by the way, would go on to say that Jay-Z is a deceitful man. Now, on the fateful day of Aaliyah's passing, Aaliyah actually called Damon Dash and said she didn't feel good, something was off, and her intuition was telling her not to get on the plane. And apparently, Dash told her, you know you have to. Apparently, and also according to a book written by Kathy Landoli titled Baby Girl, sources said Aaliyah apparently was given a sleeping pill and carried onto the plane unconscious before the fatal crash even happened. But what's wild is that Aaliyah was super hesitant to get on and even knew the plane was over limit and knew the plane would struggle to handle 8 passengers with her bodyguard who weighed alone over 300 pounds. She continued to protest, and that's when she was given the pill to basically calm down. So let that run a chill down your spine. It's crazy to think that so many people who have passed on had some sort of tie to Beyonce and Jay-Z, but also that so many people to this day continue to fear Beyonce and her power. What are your thoughts on all of this though? Is this just a bunch of conspiracies, or are these TikTokers really onto something?
Jay-Z admits he is going to expose Diddy in court. Jay-Z would prioritize his own defense in the face of these allegations, and Jay-Z is willing to compromise his loyalty to Diddy. He also stated on the record that he is determined to avoid imprisonment at all costs. I wonder if this also includes lying about everything. Jay-Z was implicated in a civil lawsuit alleging he inappropriately assaulted a female minor alongside Combs in 2000 following the MTV Video Music Awards. Jay-Z's legal team has denied the allegations. The news has sparked renewed interest in his past relationship with Diddy, who was also named in the lawsuit. According to the accuser, she was a minor when she was invited to the after party by a friend. She alleges that Jay-Z and Diddy then took her to a private room where the events took place. The woman also claims that they told her not to tell anyone about the incident. The anonymous accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, the federal lawsuit, originally instituted in October within the Southern District of New York, with Combs as a named defendant, underwent an amendment on Sunday to incorporate Carter as an additional defendant. Tony Busby, the Texas-based attorney who filed the lawsuit, declined to comment. Jay-Z issued a comprehensive statement Sunday evening, categorically dismissing the allegations as idiotic, and further accusing attorney Busby of engaging in unprofessional conduct. He said, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree?" Legal counsel representing Mr. Combs characterized the lawsuits as shameless publicity stunts intended to coerce financial settlements from prominent individuals through the dissemination of fabricated allegations, a tactic they assert has also been employed against Mr. Combs. In response to the allegations, Jay-Z's lawyer Alex Spiro released a statement saying that the claims are false and defamatory. He also said that Jay-Z strongly denies any and all allegations of this matter. Diddy's lawyer Kevin Yorn also denied the allegations, saying that they are categorically false and malicious. He added that Diddy has never had any contact with this woman or anyone else without their consent. The woman's lawyer, Lisa Bloom, said that her client is ready to tell her story to the world. She also said that she is confident that the woman's allegations are true. Well, according to the lawsuit, she was given a beverage that caused her to experience dizziness, lightheadedness, and an overwhelming urge to rest. She subsequently retired to a separate room. Shortly thereafter, the suit alleges, Combs and Carter entered the room, with Combs exclaiming, "You are ready to party!" The lawsuit alleges that Jay-Z forcibly removed her clothes and took advantage of her while Jay-Z and an unnamed female celebrity observed, "Could this unnamed female celebrity be Jennifer Lopez? Or are we going to be totally shocked to find out Beyoncé might be involved in all of this as well? Beyoncé was friends with Diddy as well, so should we even be surprised?" The accuser is seeking an unspecified amount of monetary compensation and has initiated legal proceedings under the provisions of New York's Victims of Gender-Motivated Violence Protection Act. According to an insider, Jay-Z, who is married to Beyoncé, began to exhibit a degree of emotional detachment from Combs subsequent to the latter's arrest on charges of trafficking, racketeering, and transportation for the purpose of adult activities earlier in the year. However, a third source indicated that regardless of Jay-Z's motives, Jay-Z benefits from having another influential figure involved in challenging the allegations against him. The source stated, "Diddy appreciates that Jay-Z is contesting the same accusations leveled against him. Jay's success would significantly bolster Diddy's own defense. Jay-Z's legal battles could shift public and media attention away from Diddy's own case, providing him with some temporary respite. Diddy is currently awaiting trial in New York City jail. If convicted, he faces a sentence of anywhere from 15 years to life in prison, but it also depends how many different charges he gets and what evidence is brought up during the legal proceedings." Diddy and Jay-Z have been friends for decades, so it's hard to believe that Jay-Z doesn't know a lot of information about all of these claims, or if he actually participated in some of the activities with Diddy. Beyoncé will perform live on Netflix during the streaming service's first ever NFL Christmas game day. The question is, will Beyoncé still go through with this if Jay-Z is taken into custody and sitting in a prison cell right next to Diddy?
Jay-Z and Beyoncé have a 12-year age gap, and they met when Beyoncé was really young. Now, it seems like the couple can't make up their minds about how old she was when they met. Not to mention, whenever Jay-Z is asked about their first time meeting, he gets extremely nervous. Now, Jay-Z has a history of going for younger girls, so it really has people wondering if they're lying about when they met to make Jay look less creepy. Not to mention that he's very possessive over her.
About to go to sleep. So, I'm in Ethiopia.
In 2003, Beyoncé released the song Baby Boy featuring Sean Paul. It was a huge song, but was only performed live 3 times. That year, Jay-Z reportedly banned Sean Paul from performing the song with Beyoncé at the VMAs. Beyoncé performed it, but Sean was in the crowd. Now, Beyoncé and Sean didn't even film the music video together, as it's been reported that Jay-Z didn't want other men around her. Now, this isn't the first time something like this has happened, as in an interview, Bun B, who worked with Beyoncé Beyonce on Check On It revealed that Jay-Z called during the video shoot and told all the men to leave the set. Now it just seems like he's really controlling of her, which is not a good thing at all. Now of course we have to talk about the elevator incident. At the 2014 Met Gala, a fight broke out between Solange Knowles, Beyonce's sister, and Jay-Z, while the three of them were in an elevator. Now the footage leaked and Beyonce just stood there the whole time, and honestly, it was kind of funny. Now after it was leaked, the family put out a statement saying Jay and Solange each assume their share of responsibility for what has occurred, the May 2014 statement read. They both acknowledge their role in this private matter that has played out in the public. They both have apologized to each other, and we have moved forward as a united family. At the end of the day, families have problems, and we're no different. We love each other, and above all, we are family. We've put this behind us and hope everyone else will do the same. But it was rumored that Solange attacked him because of cheating rumors. Now, these were just rumors until Beyonce released her album Lemonade in 2016. So Beyonce dropped a full album, Lemonade, complete with an entire film of visuals, on April 23, 2016. Now on the album, she essentially confirmed that Jay-Z cheated on her, opening with the lyric, "You can taste the dishonesty, it's all over your breath," and at other points she simply asks, "Are you cheating on me?" After the release of Lemonade, Beyonce made several public appearances solo, including the Met Gala and the VMAs, where she performed a medley from Lemonade, though she did meet up with Jay-Z at the after party. Now one of the most shocking lyrics from her album though was, "He only want me when I'm not there, he better call Becky with the good hair." Now this prompted fans to look for this so-called Becky. Now fashion designer Rachel Roy has been thought of as the #1 person to be the woman Jay-Z had an affair with. Now nothing has ever been confirmed, but looking at all the evidence, it is very plausible. Now Rachel has a long history with Jay-Z's business enterprise, Rocawear, so the timing and opportunity would align. Now when Beyonce released her album Lemonade, she finally confirmed that Jay-Z cheated on her, and she said it was the Becky with the good hair. Now that same day, Rachel posted on Instagram with the caption, "Good hair, don't care, but we'll take good lighting for selfies or self-truths always, live in the light, hashtag no drama queens." Now this upset a lot of people, and her comments were flooded with hate. Now she eventually made her account private and eventually did delete the post. Now Rachel made a cryptic post days before Cowboy Carter, Beyonce's recent album, was released. In an Instagram post, Rachel posted a quote by Albert Einstein, "Stay away from negative people, they have a problem for every solution." Now the phrase "good hair" has re-emerged though after Beyonce released Cowboy Carter. "Hey Miss Honeybee, it's Dolly P," country legend Dolly Parton says in an interlude called Dolly P, which led into a reimagined cover of Jolene. "You know that hussy with the good hair you sing about? Reminded me of someone I knew back when, except she has flaming locks of auburn hair, bless her heart, just a hair of a different color, but it hurts just the same." So, is Rachel so-called Becky? A lot of people think so. Then, in 2017, Jay-Z admitted to cheating on Beyonce, he just didn't say with who. He told the New York Times Teen magazine, "You know, most people walk away, like the divorce rate is like 50% or something because most people can't see themselves," he said. "The hardest thing is seeing pain on someone's face that you caused, and then you have to deal with yourself. So you know most people don't want to do that, you don't want to look inside yourself, and so you walk away." Now, the couple eventually worked through everything and are still together today, but with breaking news of Jay-Z committing crimes with his friend Diddy, will Beyonce stand by him? Earlier this month, Jay-Z and Diddy were named as defendants in a civil lawsuit that accused them of taking advantage of a girl who identified as Jane Doe, who claimed that the incident happened at an MTV Video Music Awards after party in the year 2000. When the lawsuit was originally filed in October in the Southern District of New York, only Diddy was listed as defendant. It listed a male and female celebrity, but the names were not revealed. It was then refiled by Texas-based attorney Tony Busby on December 8th to include Jay-Z. Now, in addition to denying the accusations, Jay-Z has since asked the court to dismiss Jane Doe's civil lawsuit for lack of subject matter jurisdiction due to the plaintiff's lack of standing. Now, Jay-Z's lawyer Alex Spiro is setting the record straight on his client's relationship with Diddy though. Mr. Carter has nothing to do with Mr. Combs' case or Mr. Combs. They knew each other professionally for a number of years, he told Us Weekly, Diddy, and other reporters during a roundtable with press on Monday, December 16th at Roc Nation's New York City offices. Just like in all professions, people know each other. At the music awards, they support each other. If you go to the NBA All-Star game, they support each other. That's how professions work. There's no closer association between any of them. That's also a matter of fiction. Now, he also gave a presentation with slides detailing alleged holes in the accuser's story. It's obvious to everyone that Mr. Carter did not do this, Alex said. Obviously, Jay-Z did not do this, but what I want to do today is just sort of walk you through some of this so that you can see the truth and you can see what happened yourselves. You can see here now that this is starting to unravel and the truth is coming out, he alleged, adding that the lawsuit attacks a man with the integrity of Mr. Carter. Now, days after refiling the lawsuit, Jay-Z attended the movie premiere of Mustafa, The Lion King, which his wife and daughter have roles in. Now, this shocked a lot of people that he was out in public already. Sources with direct knowledge told the Post that before the allegations, it was rumored that Jay-Z and Beyonce were not planning to attend the premiere. However, they appeared to have a change of heart after the lawsuit. Beyonce forced Jay-Z to go to the premiere last night, an insider told DailyMail.com. They are working with a crisis specialist who is advising them on how to handle this. Beyonce believes the best way is to face it head on, and that's what they did. Disney, though, had other feelings, as an insider revealed that there was hesitation on the Disney side regarding the best way to handle it given the events from the lawsuit. But at the end of the day, it was Beyonce's call and she wanted to support her husband. So, what will end up happening to these two? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. While Jay-Z is being exposed for all these terrible things, it's affecting Beyonce a lot, and it's not a good look for her. Now, we all know that Jay-Z has been friends with Diddy for years. They became friends in the 90s and they collaborated on multiple projects together. They became two of the biggest names in the music industry as they each had their own labels. Diddy founded Bad Boy Entertainment, launched in 1993, and Jay-Z's Rockefeller Records, founded a year later. Now, surprisingly though, there was no rivalry among the two rappers, who remained supportive of each other's work. Now, from there, their bond just grew. After a photo of Diddy and Jay-Z chatting it up during his birthday party was showcased at the Rock and Roll of Hip Hop exhibition, Diddy opened up about his friendship with the fellow rapper and said, "That was one of my birthday parties and I was just telling him I appreciate him coming." He further added he was on tour and he flew in private after one of his shows just to come to the party, then he had to fly back out. "I was just telling him how much I appreciate it and how much I value our friendship. People see us as competitors and different icons in the hip hop game, but that was just a moment of two black brothers telling each other how much they appreciate each other." Their bond was strong, and Jay-Z even got Beyonce involved in the friendship. Now, the power couple would be seen at a bunch of Diddy's parties, where they would even debut some of their new music there. I mean, in the past couple of years, they were still praising each other in the public, as Diddy was honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award at the 2022 BET Awards. Jay-Z paid a special tribute to him with a video. Now, with their friendship on full display, it shocked people that Jay-Z nor Beyonce spoke up when Diddy's houses were raided in March or when he was arrested in September. Now, some people called this out, like 50 Cent. He posted a picture of the rapper's face on a milk carton with the words "missing" on Instagram and added in the caption, "Anybody seen Jay? LOL," joking he ain't been answering his phone. Now, many people were waiting for Jay-Z to speak up, and because he didn't, people started to suspect that he had something to do with the crimes Diddy committed. I mean, they partied and were together a lot. This would certainly be plausible. Now, we finally got the answer on December 8th, as Jay-Z was named in a refiled lawsuit against Diddy. Now, the general public knew about this lawsuit in October, but new details emerged that placed Jay-Z as a perpetrator of the crime committed alongside Diddy. The anonymous accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, said the incident happened after she was driven to an MTV Video Music Awards afterparty in the year 2000. After the awards, she was driven to a White House where she had to sign an NDA. There, she said she was offered a drink that made her feel woozy, lightheaded, and it felt like she needed to lie down, so she went into a room to rest. Shortly afterwards, the suit says Diddy and Jay-Z entered the room, with Diddy saying, "You're ready to party." That's when she alleges she was taken advantage of by both men, while an unnamed female celebrity watched. Now, could that female celebrity be Beyonce? just maybe. Now, after the alleged incident, the suit says Jane Doe grabbed her clothes and left. She made her way to a gas station where she called her father. Now, this sounds extremely real, as a former party planner for Diddy, who worked for him during 2004 and 2005 and wished to remain anonymous, spoke to some news outlets about the disgraced musicians' parties. They stated that women attending these parties were subjected to weight checks. We would do a weigh-in if necessary. The girls had to be young and hot, so I always had a scale nearby in case I needed to make sure. The number was 140 pounds, but if a girl was really tall, there was a little bit of discretion involved, said the planner, adding that the other requirements included no flab, no cellulite, not overly pierced or tattooed, and no short hair. Now, seems like this Jane Doe fit the description of exactly what Diddy wanted. It was also revealed that Diddy would make people sign NDAs to attend his parties. A document released showed that guests were issued strict rules on discussing Diddy, his associates, and any activities or individuals present at his events. The NDA reportedly forbade guests from sharing any information about Diddy, his family members, current or former partners, or friends. Now, under the agreement, attendees were restricted from taking photos, filming, or recording anything at these events without his written consent. Now, something that makes these NDAs quite unique is that it's enforceable for either 70 years or the artist's lifetime plus an additional 20 years, whichever is longer. Now, this is a duration that is far exceeding standard NDAs. Now, Jay-Z was actually spotted the day after the lawsuit was filed. Jay attended the premiere of a movie with Beyonce where their daughter Blue Ivy voiced one of the characters. It was the first time Jay-Z had been spotted in public since the accusations, and sources with direct knowledge told the Post that before the allegations, it was rumored that Jay-Z and Beyonce were not planning on going to the premiere. However, they appear to have a change of heart after the lawsuit. Beyonce forced Jay-Z to go to the premiere last night, an insider told DailyMail.com. They're working with a crisis specialist who's advising them on how to handle this. Beyonce believes that the best way is to face it head on. Blue Ivy is well aware of what's going on and is intent on supporting her father in any way she can. She was there in solidarity with her dad and mom. Beyonce will do anything she can to keep their family together, but is also concerned that more women might come forward with lies. So it seems like Beyonce is standing with her husband, but this just makes her look really bad and even guilty. Like mentioned before, she had attended plenty of Diddy parties herself. Now, Beyonce and Jay-Z once attended one of Diddy's New Year's Eve parties, and the couple spent time with Diddy ringing in the new year of 2014 in Miami. Now, the weird thing is there are articles about them being there, but all the photos of the night have disappeared. Strange, right? Well, in one article, it said that Jay-Z and Beyonce were off in a corner dancing and greeting people, an insider said. Drake came with a posse of friends and took over the turntables, and T.I. and Jamie Foxx were chatting and hanging out during the event. Pharrell Williams was also in attendance, the source adds. Now, it was reported that Beyonce wasn't wearing any pants, and that some people say she was later seen in the swimming pool, looking dazed and confused. It's just strange all around, and the couple also attended the music mogul's 50th birthday party in 2019. But we've been told by insiders that these parties are not what they seem, and that a lot of messed up things happen at them. Former music industry insider Tom Swoop had attended a couple of the parties, and he shared with the public what would happen behind the scenes. He broke down how the parties worked for viewers and claimed that the parties were separated into tiers of access. There was general admission, then a series of tiers ending with entrance to the inner circle, where the real partying went on. Now, this allegedly included humiliating male and female guests on the promise of record deals or money. Yeah, now why does this kind of sound like a cult or some sort of ritual? Ugh, I do not like it. Now, Tom went on to say that there were a lot of substances present and that Diddy played a horrible so-called joke on a young artist. He said Diddy wanted the artist to do a certain act, and if he did it, Diddy would give him $100,000 and a record deal before claiming it was a joke when the young artist was about to do it. Tom claimed Diddy told him, "I can make anybody do anything because this life is what they want, and I got the keys to the castle." Now, Tom didn't like any of this though, so he left the party thinking, if this what goes on behind the curtain and you're all comfortable with this, nah, I don't want this life. He added there were so many celebrities there who were cool with who he was and what he did to entertain them. It's not isolated, he added. You all need to think of everybody when you think of him and the access and the amount of people who were there. So it seems like Jay-Z was cool with all this going on.
Behind the dazzling smiles, sold-out tours, and meticulously crafted personas lies a marriage shrouded in mystery. Jay-Z and Beyonce have masterfully manipulated their public image, but beneath the facade of perfection, whispers of turmoil linger. And let it be known that there is so much history between Jay and Bey, so it would be almost impossible to discuss every red flag, but I want to start by digging into the hidden warnings overlooked by the masses that expose the complexities of their relationship. The truth is basically hidden in plain sight. So there have been so many subtle hints from Beyonce, like especially through her music and albums, that Jay-Z has cheated on her. In 2016, on Beyonce's Lemonade album, Beyonce seemingly confronts Jay-Z about his infidelity in her song Pray You Catch Me, where she says, "You can taste the dishonesty, it's all over your breath." In her other song on the same album, Hold Up, she references a woman rocking her man's chain, implying Jay-Z's affair. And then there's also Sorry with the iconic Becky with the good hairline, which was widely interpreted as referencing Jay-Z's mistress. So that is like a lot of hints, and those are just 3 examples, but 2 other songs on the same album also hint at infidelity and lies, so maybe it's time to go re-listen to Lemonade and hear for yourself. Hey, like who knows, maybe you'll find some that no one else has before. Now fast forward to Beyonce's 2022 album Renaissance, Beyonce confidently asserts, "I'm one of one, I'm number one, I'm the only one, don't even waste your time trying to compete with me." That sentence alone definitely makes you wonder, like, who's she talking to or about? A lot of fans solidified their suspicion that Jay-Z was unfaithful once he appeared on David Letterman's Netflix show, My Next Guest Needs No Introduction. Jay-Z actually said, "I have a beautiful wife who is understanding and knew that I am not the worst of what I've done. And we did the hard work of going to therapy." So this begs the question, if Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce, who did he cheat on her with? And there has actually been like a lot of theories, like Rita Ora, Rachel Roy, Gwyneth Paltrow, but they've all denied meddling in the rapper's marriage. Now, rewind to an interview Jay-Z did with the New York Times in 2017, Jay-Z acknowledged infidelity, stating he was in denial about it, and also in 2018 on the Ellen DeGeneres show, he emphasized learning from his mistakes. Nevertheless, some fans have praised his admission, saying it has highlighted growth, accountability, and efforts to repair his marriage with Beyonce. But as you can imagine, you know, the Beyhive, like to this day, are having none of it, and so they're like ready to ride at dawn. This may not be a red flag to you, but to me it is. And they say love is love, but age gaps between couples are like simply hard to ignore. Jay-Z is 12 years older than Beyonce. And while someone who is like 40 dating a 52-year-old seems perfectly fine, a 19-year-old dating a 31-year-old, I don't know, that just doesn't sit right in my spirit. However, age is but a number in their case, as it didn't stop them from beginning their love story. Like the icky part for me though is that Jay-Z had eyes for Beyonce when she was just 18 years old. And like, let's be so for real, it probably started way younger than that. So the two first actually crossed paths at an MTV spring break event. The rapper later released a track about their first meeting titled Everything Is Love. In the song, he raps, "We played it cool at the pool of the Cancun. VMA confidence, you exude, make the fools stay away. Me, I played my room, let the fools have they say. Fate had me sitting next to you on the plane." And I knew straight away. Despite Jay-Z going so hard, Beyonce actually admitted that she didn't believe people love the same things at 20 as they do when they're 30, which is why despite starting to date at 19 and Jay like wanting to wife her right away, she actually did not tie the knot with him until she was 26. Now, a lot of fans over the years have even said they feel sad for her because they feel like Beyonce went from dealing with an overbearing father to dating a man who is also older and overbearing. Many fans saying she's only with Jay still because it's literally like all she knows, having been with him since she was a teenager. One fan even said Jay-Z never deserved her, and if she had the time to live her life and develop her prefrontal cortex, she would have never chosen him, and I bet he, being Jay, knows that. Now, some fans wish she had like a clumsy dating experience in the early 2000s where she could have like ventured into relationships with celebrities such as like Nelly, Justin Timberlake, or even Usher. Like imagine a world in which Beyonce and Usher are together and dominating the music industry right now. Like I can kind of see it, can you? I simply can't talk about Jay-Z and Beyonce red flags without mentioning the most famous one of all. Yes, you guessed it, the Solange and Jay-Z elevator incident. If Jay-Z really had like 99 problems, Solange might have just been the biggest one, okay? So it was like the elevator fight seen around the world. Following the 2014 Met Gala, like obtained video footage showed Beyonce, her sister Solange, and Jay-Z getting into an elevator together. A huge fight ensued shortly after, and with surveillance footage showing Solange literally lunging at the rapper and hitting him multiple times before being physically restrained by security. Beyonce actually didn't appear to make much of an effort to intervene at all, and honestly, she just stood there watching. I would have loved to be a fly on that elevator wall that moment. Listen, the video was about like 3 minutes long, and the hotel security was so mad it got leaked, but like whoever leaked it probably got the biggest bag from doing so, like allegedly $250K. So the only thing that could have made that bag even bigger would have been like some audio to go along with it. Needless to say, the employee got fired immediately, but I bet he wasn't even mad. And the trio then released a joint statement simply saying, "We've worked through it," and both parties actually did decline to press charges. Now, although not much has come out recently that would give more details on what exactly happened in the elevator that night, Jay-Z shortly after the incident did say in an interview that this incident with Solange was like a one-time thing. They had one disagreement ever, and before and after, that's it. They've been cool. He then went on to say Solange is like his sister. He'll always protect her. And like, quote unquote, he said, "It ain't nothing." Solange made a tweet on May 14, 2014, which was one day before their joint statement that read, "I love my sister and I love my brother." Beyonce, however, and in typical fashion, remained completely silent the whole time, like no public statement, no tweets, nothing. Of course, there are so many theories on what caused this altercation, and a few speculated reasons consist of Jay-Z's business dealings, because allegedly there was a disagreement over Roc Nation's involvement with Solange's music. But the most common theme of speculation is, of course, geared towards personal issues Bey and Jay were having, like the lies and infidelity. Now, one of the funnier theories is that Jay-Z apparently had spoiled the Game of Thrones ending, for which caused the attack. But considering the pair's silence on the disappointing series finale, it seems now that they might not even watch the show. Another wild theory is that Solange is just like a nasty drunk, but that has been debunked because it would be proven later that she wasn't intoxicated at all. Well, the incident is very much water under the bridge, and although we all want to know, we might not actually ever find out what caused this brawl, and maybe it's actually better that way.